You know, we live so much of our lives online, but that digital world is constantly under siege. Today, we're going to dive into how artificial intelligence is stepping up to become our frontline defense and how it's completely changing the game in the fight against cyber threats.
$12.5 billion. Just let that sink in. That's how much cybercrime cost consumers and businesses in the U.S. in 2023 alone. A number that massive tells you one thing loud and clear. The old way of fighting back just isn't cutting it anymore.
And that really gets to the heart of the problem. Our defenders, the brilliant analysts in our security centers, they're just overwhelmed. The threats they're facing are more complex, more numerous than ever, and the old playbooks, they're failing.
So, what's the core issue facing our cyber defenders? Well, you can boil it all down to one thing, really: a massive, relentless flood of data.
See, a traditional security operations center, or SOC as they call it, is always playing catch-up. It's fundamentally reactive. You have analysts buried under a literal mountain of alerts, trying to use manual processes and rigid, rule-based systems that just can't keep pace. And the result? You get widespread analyst burnout and a defense that's always one step behind the attackers.
But what if our defense could do more than just react? What if it could actually think? What if it could learn and adapt on the fly? Well, this is where a whole new generation of security centers comes into play, the cognitive SOC.
So what exactly makes a SOC cognitive? It's all about using AI to mimic the way a human brain works, things like learning, reasoning, making decisions. But here's the kicker. It does it all at machine speed 24/7, and it never, ever gets tired.
I mean, this is a night and day difference. We're moving from a system that's reactive and manual, basically just following a script, to one that's proactive, automated, and actually learns and evolves over time. Instead of drowning in alerts, the cognitive SOC pinpoints the real threats. It's a total game changer.
So how does this cognitive brain actually work? What's going on under the hood? Let's take a quick look inside the AI toolkit that's powering this whole revolution.
A deep dive into dozens of research papers points to one clear winner: machine learning. It's the engine behind over 71% of the AI approaches being developed for these modern security centers. And why is that? Well, it's because of its incredible ability to find those subtle, almost invisible patterns in these massive oceans of data, patterns that no human or simple rule could ever hope to spot.
But what do these tech buzzwords actually do? Okay, think of it like this. Machine learning is your master detective, sifting through millions of clues to spot anything that looks out of place. Deep learning is like your specialist, a super profiler who can recognize really complex, layered attacks designed to look totally normal. And then you have natural language processing. That's your lightning-fast researcher who can read and understand thousands of threat reports written by humans instantly.
Okay, so you take all that amazing technology, you put it all together, and the results? Well, they're pretty incredible. We're talking about a defense that isn't just faster, it's smarter and can even be predictive.
Just take a look at this number. In one major study, an AI-powered system hit 99.5% accuracy. That's 99.5% accuracy in telling the difference between a real, genuine threat and all the background noise. It's like finding a needle in a continent-sized haystack in a split second.
And the flip side of that is maybe even more stunning. False alarms? They were cut down by 99.5%. That meant the human analysts only had to look at less than 0.5% of the alerts the old systems would have flagged. Imagine that.
And you have to understand, this isn't just about efficiency. It's a huge strategic advantage. It frees up our best human experts from chasing ghosts all day, so they can focus their incredible skills on what actually matters, investigating and stopping the real attacks.
All right, but let's be real here. AI isn't some magic wand you can just wave at the problem. It's incredibly powerful for sure, but actually putting it to work in the real world, well, that comes with its own big set of challenges.
Which probably has you thinking, okay, if it's this good, why isn't every security center on the planet run entirely by AI already? It's a fair question.
Well, here are some of the main hurdles. First off, AI models are hungry. They need huge amounts of high-quality data to learn from, and that's hard to get. Then there's the black box problem. Sometimes it's hard to know why an AI made a certain call, and if you can't explain it, can you really trust it? Plus, trying to plug these shiny new tools into clunky old systems can be a total nightmare. And on top of it all, the bad guys are always changing their tactics, which means the AI has to be constantly retrained just to keep up.
And all of this brings us to what the future actually looks like.
And spoiler alert, it's not a world of robots replacing humans. It's something way more interesting and way more powerful.
The research is crystal clear on this. The real goal here is balance. It's all about combining the raw, brute force processing power of machines with the irreplaceable expertise and intuition of human analysts.
So the big takeaway here isn't that robots are coming for the analysts' jobs. Not at all. The future of cybersecurity is about creating these powerful human AI teams. The AI handles the insane scale and speed, which empowers the human experts to use their creativity and experience to solve the really tough problems.
Which leaves us with one final and pretty critical question to think about. In this constant battle for our digital future, as the threats get more and more sophisticated, will this incredible partnership between human and machine turn out to be our ultimate defense?